Hello guys, welcome back. Today we're gonna talk about a couple simple things. One, how nobody's talking about the elephant in the room, and that the English pundits and all those guys were talking about how Arsenal was gonna go through against Bayern Munich, how City was gonna overthrow uh, Real Madrid, how they were going to batter them 4-0, just like they did last year, and it didn't happen. West Ham against Leverkusen, out. Liverpool, out. City, out. Arsenal, out. The only team that went through was Unai Emery's Aston Villa against Lille of France. That's the only team that is going through on the European Cups, the Conference, the Europa League, and the Champions League. The Champions League being the big ones, where Real Madrid have knocked out Manchester City, and Arsenal have been knocked out by Bayern Munich. Now, granted, those are the four teams that are the favorites, or on everybody's books were the favorites to win. To me, to be honest with you, I don't rate Arsenal to compete at the level of the Champions League, because I feel like if they would have played, like they did against Bayern Munich and lost, or if they would have played against City in a Champions League, they would lose. If they play against Real Madrid, I feel like they would lose. I feel like they would have even lost against PSG, and that's saying a lot, because PSG are trying to play like a team, but they still struggle a lot. The only reason why they went through against Barcelona is because of the horrendous Cancelo defending. Which, by the way, let's talk about that too. How incredible is it that Cancelo, don't get me wrong, he's wonderful on the ball. He really is. He's wonderful going forward, he's wonderful on attacking, but how abysmal, how horrible he is on defending. He does things. I'm not a professional player, and even I know that you have to check your surroundings. You have to keep your body open, see where the ball's coming from, see what's around you, see what's coming up. Oh my gosh, it's horrible. How in the Champions League against PSG, he goes on and commits just a silly penalty on Dembele, just because he thinks he's going to just be able to just dangle a leg out there, catch the ball. And what does he do? He just put his studs on the side foot of Dembele, who is fast enough to get there and also smart enough to know that he can get there to the ball first before him, and he's going to hit him. Because he's a bad defender. He's just a bad defender. We should really start realizing that Manchester City do not let go of good players. They let go of Cancelo. They let go of Gundogan because he's coming to his end of his career and is showing it at Barcelona. They let go of Jesus, and he's even playing behind Kai Havertz in Arsenal. So, and not only that, but they brought in Julian Alvarez, World Cup winner, and also from River Plate, I believe, of Argentina, and also they brought in Erling Haaland. So they don't need him there. They let go of Garcia. They let go of Torres, also, who is in Barcelona, who came in there for a little bit and didn't do anything. But anyways, I digress. Getting back to Cancelo, the goal of Dembele on the Champions League is his fault, because he's not the one. He's the one that's not paying attention to the man that's coming in. Bad positioning, just childhood stuff. Completely unaware that he's supposed to be defending. He commits a penalty. So you can credit him for 2 right there. against Barcelona, against Real Madrid in a Clásico that just happened. He done the same thing again, and against less quality player, because Lucas Vázquez is not Dembele, and he still went past him like he was a cone. He just pushed the ball one way, went around him, and he just stood there like he didn't know he was supposed to do something. And then of course Christensen comes in with a slide tackle. If you actually watch it, I believe it's a penalty. And I'm a fan of Chivas. Okay, Chivas, the Mexican team that only plays with Mexicans and sadly haven't won for over like 6-7 years. So that's a pretty sad thing. Either way, my point is that I'm neutral in this. I like Barcelona, I like Real Madrid. But the point is, when he slides in like that, if you watch how the toe of Lucas Vázquez hits the heel of Christensen, you understand that that's a pen. I understand that he dangles the right leg, but the left leg actually hits. So once that hits, then he just loses the body. That's why the right leg hits the thigh or the cuff muscle of Christensen. But if you watch it, it's the left toe that hits the heel, and that's when he just tumbles over. Which, to be fair, we all would. When you're playing at the level, you cannot afford to do that. You cannot afford to touch a player in the box. You have to be better than that. It's not rec league. But again, it's Cancelo's fault. I credit that to Cancelo for his poor defending. And on the second goal by Lucas Vázquez, what was he doing? What was he thinking? He's actually, if you actually watch, he's looking like he's ready to attack. Like he's actually ready to go forward, like, oh, somebody's going to get the ball, it's going to pass it to me, and then it gets scored, and he's looking like, oh, well, what happened? Whose guy is that? That's his responsibility. So, if you coach at any level, teach your players to have their body open to where they can see where the ball's coming from, and they can see what's coming up behind them, and they can see the goal. Have them check their shoulder, make sure there's nobody sneaking in behind them. Kroos on the Barcelona goal, is victim of that. Not victim, is at fault for that, for not checking his shoulder and not seeing that Christensen is going to be there. The goalie came out terribly. He came out terribly for that. If you're going to do that, you might as well just stay in the post if you're going to come out like that. But the way that, if you watch, he just kind of went like this, Kroos at the end, once he felt Christensen on his back. That tells you right there everything. That he didn't realize that he was there. He thought the ball was going to go through and they would just take the throw in or the goal kick. But just crazy. It's crazy. How poor Cancelo is at defending. How, I don't understand this, but how exciting it's going to be to watch potentially, and I think this is going to happen, I'm calling it, a final between Mbappe's PSG and Real Madrid. When everybody points at Mbappe joining Real Madrid for next season. Now I still think that PSG is going to give Mbappe as much money as he asks, and he's just going to stay there again. I don't think he's going to move. I don't know. Maybe it's for the money. Maybe he actually really cares about the club. And maybe it's both. A lot of money and he cares about the club. It's his city. It's his country. So you can't fault him for that. If he's giving all the money that he asked for and he's playing in his native country and for the biggest club in his country, what more could he ask for? Football glory, yes. Well, what if it's a little hard feeling that where he wants to do something for PSG as a French player, for a French team? to race the Champions League. You can't fault him for that. So if he ends up staying, that's fine. But I think if he stays this time, I think Real Madrid need to just move on and go and get somebody else. Whether it's Victor Osimhen or just go all in for Erling Haaland in a year, they have to get somebody else if he's not going to make up his mind. So even Julian Alvarez, I believe Julian Alvarez or what's his name, Martinez from Inter Milan, Lautaro Martinez, I believe he would do great for Real Madrid. Better than what Joselu does. No offense to Joselu, but he was clearly brought in just as a fill-in. But anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment sections below about only Aston Villa of Unai Emery being on the next round of the European competitions. What do you think of that? Especially with all the noise and everything pointing about how the English football is dominating and how they were going to get the 5th spot on their local competition to be able to go to the Champions League. And now it's obviously only going to be 4 because either Germany or Italy is going to get the other spot. And I think it'll be Germany because I feel like Bayer Leverkusen, which by the way, congratulations if there's any Bayer Leverkusen fans for achieving the Bundesliga, taking the title of Bayern Munich, keeping them from achieving the 11th on a row and clinching onto that title. Seriously, congratulations, kudos to you. But I really think they're gonna go ahead. They're gonna go on to win the Europa League, and I think Bayern Munich ends now. But I don't think the Italian teams go any further on. So just let me know what you think, because you got Borussia Dortmund. So I think I go to Germany, the extra spot for the Champions League. But let me know what you think. All right, just let me know what you think about Cancelo and his poor defending, or if you would actually have him as a left back in your team. I think he's more of a winger. You put him on the wing, or you put him as a number 10, but not in a defensive position where you're going to rely on him defending against elite European competition. It's okay if he's playing against Alaves, Cadiz, Mallorca. He gets away with it, but not against elite competition. And it shows both in the Champions League and when they play against Real Madrid. But let me know, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Make sure you like the video. A lot of you guys watch, but you don't like. I hope I'm doing something that you enjoy and you like, and if you enjoy it, make sure you give it a like, and we'll hope to see you next time. All right, thank you guys.